Hi, today I'm going to talk about the CBSE Grade 11 curriculum, and this is for the English Core CBSE Grade 11 curriculum. So, again, in English, the larger focus in any English exam is reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Once you understand these four criterias, you will understand what they expect of you. Now, when teachers are teaching something, they often have certain assessment objectives that they have to adhere to at the end of any teaching period. So, here are some of the competencies that they want you to develop. So, listen and comprehend, as well as record oral presentations, develop greater confidence, perceive the overall meaning, identify main point, translate text from mother tongue into English, develop the ability and acquire knowledge, read extended texts, text-based writing, write expository essays, make use of contextual clues, select, compile, collate information. So these are all the general competencies that they want you to achieve. Again, it all comes down to understanding language and processing it in the most efficient manner possible. So what are some specific objectives of reading? The students are expected to develop the following study skills: skim for main ideas, refer to dictionaries, select relevant information, comprehend the difference between literal and figurative. That's important. Understand the writer's purpose and tone, comprehend technical language. And then these are the literary skills. Like you understand and appreciate specific features of language, such as maybe figures of speech, and then you evaluate features such as character, plot, setting, etc. Then in listening and speaking, take organized notes, listen to different kinds of news bulletins. I think a great way to develop your listening skills is to listen to podcasts on topics that you are interested in. That's a really interesting way to develop your listening skills. And for your speaking skills, I think the most important thing you can do is to practice speaking about the things you are interested in. Doing this consistently over a long period of time will ensure that you not only achieve these grade 11 objectives, but achieve the larger objective of why you speak any language in general, which is to communicate what you're thinking in the most honest, authentic manner possible. Okay, so let's break down the 80 mark exam that you normally have to give 3 times a year in the CBSE curriculum. So there are 3 sections, as you can see. There's the reading section, there's a writing section, and there's the literature section. So let's start off with the literature section this time, just to change things around. So there are 2 textbooks, Hornbill and Snapshots. They will give you some extracts from Hornbill and Snapshots and ask you short and long type questions. Again, whenever they ask you a question, first make sure you note down what they're trying to ask you. There are 4 skills they're trying to assess, which is comprehension, interpretation, analysis, evaluation, and extrapolation. So, comprehension is how well you comprehend what the other person is saying. Interpret is how you interpret what they've said using the words that they've mentioned there. And you want to try and interpret it in the words of the author. Analysis is when you sort of connect it to a larger sort of theme. You look at it theme based, you look at it language based. And evaluation and extrapolation again is making comparisons within the text and also understanding it by comparing it to other texts. These are the prose pieces and the poems that you will be expected to learn, and I'll again make a video about each one um, in the coming weeks and months. So there's the hornbill and snapshots, and you can actually access all of this on the NCRT website for free. Okay, and then in the reading and the writing section. So in the reading section, again, one unseen passage that's more discursive, and then a case-based factual passage. So they'll ask you short and long type questions. Mainly, actually, they'll ask you multiple choice questions based on these two passages. And I think, how do you prepare for it? Just read a lot of opinion passages where people are sharing passages. I think newspapers are great ways to develop your skill with discursive passages. And for a factual passage, I think you can read reports. Those are useful things. And in your own words, try summarizing, statistical data and charts or graphs and explain it in the best way possible. And then there's another section in this called note making, where you more or less summarize and take down the most important points of a particular passage. And I think that's when you have to understand the core message and break it down in a very systematic manner. There will also be questions on gap filling related to tenses and clauses, and questions on reordering and transformation of sentences in the grammar section. For creative writing, you're going to have an advertisement, a poster, a speech, and a debate. And each one would be for 5 to 3 marks. And they're going to assess you on format, content, and expression, which are four things that you have to look out for. So that's it. 80 marks paper divided into three sections: creative writing, literature, and reading. And I think the more you practice, uh, to start off with, I think it's very important to read these poems and understand them thoroughly, and then get as much practice as you can with these types of passages. And then, whenever possible, look at as many examples of these advertisements, posters, speeches, and debates. So, yeah, that's my basic brief summary of the grade 11 CBSE English core curriculum. And I hope to create more such videos where I break down the curriculum and the teaching expectations um, for you. And until next time, keep learning.